All right, how's everyone doing? I am Rich CELENZA. Thanks for checking out the Rich CELENZA show. So, what I want to call this video is as you age, try to wrap your identity around fitness. Now, I know some of these titles I come up with are crazy, but I actually did this podcast before and I recorded it and I really liked it. And very seldom do I like my podcast sometimes. It's hard to listen to your own voice and your own opinions. But I liked it, and then I traveled, and for some reason, in between my travel, it disappeared. So I wrote it up. I was getting ready to upload it, and I could not find it anywhere. I looked for it for like an hour. So this is going to be kind of the second version of that, which kind of gave me more time to think about this. And, one of the things I realized throughout the years is as we age a lot of times, not everyone, we kind of, get away from fitness or get away from health, and we kind of fall into sickness to a certain degree. Now, here's the thing. I get as we age, no one's unscathed for the most part. Most of us are going to have to deal with illnesses to a certain degree. Not everyone, but a lot of people are. And, when it comes to passing away, a lot of people just want to die of old age. I get that. But a lot of us are going to die of illnesses or sudden deaths or unexpected things happening to us. But I also think a lot of times that as we age, we kind of, and this isn't a dig, but we start wrapping up our identities with a lot of people, other people that are sick, which of course we want to help take care of them. But I do think we also have to start thinking about our health and maybe wrapping it around people that are, say, elders that are also living a healthier lifestyle is what I should say. Now, by no means am I telling you to leave your friends, family members to go live this incredible, healthy lifestyle. But what I am saying is, thinking about as you age, what are you doing for your health? What is your surroundings? What are the people around you doing? Because I have a girlfriend and her father's incredible. He's had 2 double knee replacements, and I'm pretty sure he's in his mid-70s, heading into his 80s, if I'm not mistaken. He's like a miniature Bruce Lee. He's Filipino, plays tennis every single day. And he hangs out with, I think, a group of doctors and other people that are playing tennis with him and just seem to live a really healthy lifestyle. The way he dresses blows me away. He dresses like a professional tennis player. Most of his clothes are all his favorite tennis players with his favorite brands. And you could tell when you're around him, he's a great cook, but he's one of few that I've ever ran into that are really, really health conscious. He's an ex-military lifetime, military man. And, just to look at his body at his age is just incredible. Now, I have 2 parents that are in really incredible shape. They're just very gifted genetically, physically, always have been. Very strong, I can't say, trim, fit, always loved fitness. And both of them are still, really active. But on the other hand, I see a lot of people that are older that kind of, I'm not saying give up, but kind of give themselves excuses why they can't stay healthy or go do things that are fitness related. Now, when I say that, I don't mean running to a gym at 70 years old or 75 or 80. I'm just saying that are more active that, again, not only playing tennis, but just doing activities that are healthy, getting that blood flow. And again, back to being around a lot of people that get older. And I understand if you're sick, of course, a majority of what you're going through or what what your life revolves around a lot of times is going to doctors and maybe taking certain medicines. It may be many different things that are kind of holding you back. And I get that as well. But regardless what position you're in, and I discuss this a lot, I just want older people to really start having a healthy mindset. And I've been running into even some of my family members that are older, and they could be late 50s, 60s, 70s. And because I've been putting a lot of YouTube videos on fitness, they want to talk a lot about fitness with me. And I realize a lot of other people don't do this with them. Not only that, they're not surrounded by anybody that really has a ton of knowledge regarding certain things when it comes to their health. It's more about always maybe go to the doctor. You got to do this for your blood pressure. You got to do this for your weight. It's always talking about things that you need to maybe get under control, but they really don't necessarily know how to do that. Sure, the doctor or even maybe a nutritionist or someone they know, they're like, hey, you got to cut this out. You got to start doing this more. But they really don't have a true guidance. And again, if you're older, I would really consider joining just some clubs or some groups within your neighborhood. You could go to your local YMCA, and this may sound corny, but I'm telling you, it's a great place to start. Even if you do have a gym that is near you, I would go try it out. I have in my gym, I live in Windermere, or I don't live in Windermere. I go to a gym in LA Fitness, Windermere, but I've traveled to thousands of gyms throughout North America. There is no age. Like, I think, there is no age to stop anyone from working out. And I think a lot of people that are elders or older think, I'm too old to go there. It's all young people. It's like a nightclub, or everybody's kind of very intense. It's very, I guess you could say, extreme. It's only what you make it. And I think a lot of times if you're older and you get around youthful people or younger people, being active can definitely make you feel more youthful and also more active. I also think a lot of older people, let's say, that haven't worked out for many, many years or have never worked out, they don't realize their true potential. I talk about this a lot. Don't sell yourself short at any age. If you can get up, you can walk, you still have a lot of strength. And here, this too, I think, happens. And I'm not there yet, but I'm in my 50s. And I understand what it is to, as you age, not have as much energy as you did previously. And it becomes a little depressing and aggravating. Because a lot of times your mind is ready to do a lot, but your body is kind of shutting down. My father talks a lot about that, and my mother too, that, they just get tired. And, one of the reasons maybe you are getting, more tired as you age is because of the shape you're in. I don't know, I'm not there, but I do, again, have some other friends in gyms and other places besides my girlfriend's father that do work out a lot. And it does seem like they are more energetic, especially if they are thinner and they're not carrying a lot of that weight, that excessive weight. Also, if they don't just sit around and watch TV all day, they also hydrate correctly. I think a lot of older people, and this isn't a dig on them, they're not drinking enough water. And I've been going through that with my mother and my father, but you really gotta hydrate, right? And what you're doing every day is having an effect on your next day. I don't care what age you are. So if you are older, let's say, for instance, and you're not eating necessarily that well, and you're not hydrating, and maybe at night you're sitting around again all day, you may be eating certain snacks, maybe even junk food, whatever the case may be. A lot of times when you wake up, what do you feel like? Think about it. It's a lot of times what you did previously. I mean, it sounds kind of like it's common sense, but a lot of people don't think that way. They just take that day and say, wow, I feel like shit today. I don't feel good today. What led you up to not feeling good? Now, if you're sick, that's different. I'm not talking about that. That's a whole different issue. I'm talking about the average older person out there that is just relatively, healthy, goes on living their life. They still can travel. They could still meet with their family and friends. They go out to dinner. They still have a life. But I definitely think people need to, as they get older, just start thinking about hanging out, like I was saying, in places that are just healthier environments as well. I kind of grew up in the bar nightclub business, and I've also seen a lot of men, as they age to a certain degree, just hanging out in bars. And that's kind of where they start to make a lot of their friends, or have been doing it for many, many years. Again, maybe clubs like we grew up in Italian neighborhoods. That's wonderful. I'm saying do whatever you got to do on that end. But maybe when you're not doing that, again, maybe go play. I don't care if it's bocce ball. I'm just kind of using that because it's Italian. I don't care, again, if you go play racquetball. You don't have to be intense. Just get some blood flow. Could be tennis. Could be swimming. Could just be a walker's club within your own neighborhood. You might be shocked at, like, just within your own, vicinity of your own home, there's a lot of things you could do. A lot of different organizations that are geared around health. Maybe even, a lot of people too, I'm seeing that they're older. They're watching more YouTube, watching Netflix. You can watch documentaries on how to take care of yourself. Or I just watched a documentary on what drinking actually does to you, which was amazing. And again, I'm not telling no one not to drink, but I am saying the effects that it has on your body. And just really, instead of, again, doing a lot of things that are unhealthy, Let's kind of shift that and start doing some things that are healthy. That does not mean you have to become a health nut. That doesn't mean you have to become extreme. You don't have to become a vegetarian. You have to cut out, go on an unrealistic diet at your age. I'm not telling you to do any of those things. All I'm really trying to tell you to do is maybe, again, as you age, become more, I guess you could say, health orientated, but be active. Because I also think a lot of times when people age, they do change their diets and they start watching things they're eating and things they may be doing. But then when it comes to activities, they kind of do less. I'm trying to tell you, it might be time to do more. And I am going to wrap it up with this. I remember someone I once heard that worked out for many, many years. It's a celebrity, actually, and I think she's in her 80s. A couple of them, actually. And I'll never forget what they said, because this one person said, the older she got, she realized, she couldn't keep up with her past. But instead of quitting, she actually did more. But she did more in the sense not being able to do, for instance, in her case, it was aerobics and it was these different types of workouts. And she couldn't keep up with them at the level that she used to. But she still kept doing them. But she just kind of did them differently and did them for longer periods of time, but just not as intense. And it could be, if you look at your life, maybe as you're aging, you may not be able to run, hypothetically, or even jog. But that doesn't mean you can't walk. And you may be able to walk further than you've ever walked before. And these are just things where you just got to think about them. Don't, again, get caught up with the past on what you've lost health-wise. Okay? Let's start looking towards the future on what we can build up on and how we can become healthier for the age that we're in. Okay? I hope that helps in one way or another. If you have any questions or comments, just hit me up, all right? If you want, you can check out my YouTube channel, Rich CELENZA. I do a lot of videos. It's for all different age demographics, mainly men. I'm putting up a video right now, actually. It's called, Instead of Fearing COVID, Fight It. I'm also on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. That's really all I got for you today. I wish you nothing but the best.